The left is refusing to apologize for their disgusting comments following Charlie Kirk's death. Instead of saying sorry, ousted MSNBC analyst, if you want to call him that, Matt Dowd, is trashing the network for firing him after these despicable comments. Listen.
We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration. He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. You can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Yeah, have fun being unemployed, Matt. The network apologized for the comments, but Dowd doubled down on his nasty rhetoric and is now accusing MSNBC of caving to the, quote, right-wing mob. Paul Morrow is still with us. Paul, you hear those comments and you just shake your head because it was made after Charlie was shot, before we knew if he was alive or dead, and yet that's where a network went as far as, well, I guess he deserved it. That's basically what Matt Dowd was saying.
Yeah, that is basically what he said, and it's so disheartening as all of us were on the edge of our seats waiting to see, praying that he was going to be okay, that he was going to come through this. Here is somebody on a national network saying he deserved it and then doubling down on it. So unfortunate. What I go to here, where my mind goes to, is how ignorant, in the true sense of that word, uninformed those comments are. It shows what a silo, what a bubble many of the people on the far, far left live in, because celebratory gunfire, yeah. What do they think goes on? What does they think? The Turning Point USA is like a Wild West rodeo. Exactly. They're riding around on horses, boom, 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 shooting up in it. I mean, it's the most idiotic, ignorant thing I've ever heard. It's completely devoid of reality. And even when you do get celebratory gunfire, which is quite rare, you get it in the city, NYPD, you get it on New Year's Eve, they shoot up in the air. Very clearly, that's not where the shot came from. I was really amazed at just the utter stupidity. I'm sorry to use such a pejorative word, but I just felt that was just such a stupid thing to say.
Appropriate word, David.
Yeah, but it does continue across the spectrum. Martha Raddatz, right, blaming Trump. Mm-hmm. All of this is and it's typically what happens. The left equivocates when they can't get to a boogeyman, when they can't attack, they try to equivocate. We call for an end to political violence, to gun violence. Now, because you don't go along with them, you're the bad guy, and that's what they're trying to do here. The fact is that when you look at the instances of shootings, whether at the Catholic school, you look at even, and by the way, they went back to Minnesota, it was a Governor Walz appointee who committed that shooting against those two lawmakers. And then they still tried to blame Trump and the right. And Paul, this is the thing that really fosters a bad environment here for the country, because enough people or someone may believe that constant drone from the media.
Yeah, you know, and if you repeat this stuff long enough, it becomes a self-licking ice cream cone, as we used to say in the intelligence world. It becomes true by default. And, you know, I just wish that some of the people who are saying these things would leave the coastal enclaves and come to where I am now. We've been broadcasting from on the campus here in Utah. These kids are beautiful kids, man. I mean, they're coming up to us, they're crying, they're holding hands, they're praying together. It is the absolute antithesis of what's being put out in the hateful areas of the social media. None of these kids came there with any animus or violence in their minds, including some of the kids that have talked to me that said they didn't agree with Charlie Kirk. But well, you know what the commonality is? It's really interesting. They're so well informed. They said that, but I didn't really agree with most of what he said. But you know what he does that I really liked? He was about the First Amendment. They got the importance of the First Amendment. And you know what? I think that's what's being lost here.
Embracing debate and the exchange of open ideas. Wow, what a crazy concept.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.